Hello and welcome to the Sensual Being podcast with myself, your host, Jolene Whiting. I have been a pole dance teacher for nearly 20 years. I'm also a yoga instructor, and my favourite pastimes are connecting to my own sensuality, connecting with the world, and connecting with animals as well. In this podcast, you'll find new and inventive ways of how you see yourself, connecting yourself with others, and also how you see and view the world around you. For this episode, not only are we going to be talking about inward validation, but we're also going to be talking about cosmetic surgery and also mini addictions. Hello, sensual being, and welcome to the podcast, and welcome back to the podcast if you are already a listener. Before we get stuck in with today's topic, I would love to just say thank you to everyone, particularly if you've rated or reviewed this on whichever platform you listen to it on. If you haven't done already, I would really appreciate it if you did rate it or review it if you've got time. So it just helps it get seen by more people. And the whole point of me doing this podcast is to be able to reach more people and to be able to have these little one-on-one conversations with them like I do with you. So yeah, it just helps to make the world go round. So thank you if you've already done it. Thank you if you're here listening to it. And thank you if you're going to do it. So thank you. Anyway, today's topic. We've talked on a podcast before about inward validation, and it is something that I'm not done talking about yet because this is a huge topic. It's so big. It's so vast, and we'll never cover all of this. Even in this podcast, we'll never cover all of it. There's just so much to it. So inward validation, if you're new to this term, it's what I believe is finding your own validation from within. So for example, not waiting for someone else to say how good you look today, how much effort you've made or something like that. But it's actually knowing before you walk out the door or before you walk out your room, like, yeah, feeling myself, I'm feeling this, I'm feeling good. That is what inward validation is. So it's basically filling your own cup and not relying on others to do it for you. I'm not saying that they shouldn't give you nice comments. That's not what I'm talking about. It is literally the fact that we should have it come from within first. That's our main. But in our life and our lifestyle, we are not set up for that to be our main way. And if it is for you, then that's absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. But generally in our lives, it's not set up and conditioned that way. Right. So the thing that got me thinking about this again recently, because I think about this a lot, I had a message from a good friend of mine, and she was saying, oh, I know you know some people who have had like cosmetic surgery, plastic surgery. And I do have friends who've gone down this route. And she said, oh, could you recommend anyone? And I'm like, you are seriously talking to the wrong person here, because whilst I do know some people who do work in this industry, and I'm sure they're very good and very reputable, but I don't recommend this type of surgery for cosmetic reasons, full stop. It's nothing to do with whoever's doing the procedure. I just don't agree with it. I'm not about to judge anyone who has it. Just my personal point of view is I don't personally agree with it. I think it has its place in the world. And I think if you've had an accident or if you've been ill and it can help reconstruct your body, I think it's an absolute godsend. I mean, what a miracle that is to be able to do that and to be able to heal people in that way. I think that that's where the power lies with plastic surgery, cosmetic surgery and things like that. So it does have its in place and it's absolutely incredible. But personally, I can't relate to it in that sense of what she was saying. And what scared me was her next comment, and it broke my heart, absolutely broke it. She said that she thought that because she's in, quite a bad place. She's been in a bad place for quite a while, bless her. She's so lovely. Honestly, she's so lovely, but she doesn't see it. she said, I just thought that changing my appearance would make me feel better. Yeah, let that sink in. Oh my God. And this is somebody who has been doing pole dancing with me for a while. And she's incredible. She's incredible. She's absolutely incredible. And she's such a beautiful soul as well. She's just so much, she's got so much light within her. She just can't seem to see it. And that, it broke my heart. It really did. And that is what spurs me on with things like the podcast, the things like setting the intentions. Even before classes, we set intention, because mindset in life is huge. This is huge, and this is bigger. It's interesting because my partner, we had a talk a few months ago, and we've often talked about this, but he doesn't see this problem as I do. He doesn't see it. And I tried to explain to him, I deal with this on a daily basis. I deal with mindset of people who can't see their own inner beauty, their inner talents, their inner wisdom. They can't see it. And he's just, because he's in a different loop to me, you know, I teach predominantly women to pole dance. I see a lot of people every week going down this route of learning new things and getting to tap into all their mindsets of just how they show up in the world. So I see this a lot, and I've been seeing this for nearly 20 years. Which he doesn't, because he's in a different, you know, he doesn't do this. So he's in a different type of work. And I think it's hit home a bit how much this is a big deal. So he likes to read. And one of the books that he was reading, he brought it to me yesterday. He said, you've got to read this chapter. He gave me a bit of an outline of the book. He said, you've got to read this chapter. And basically this book was about, so basically it's, I'm trying to explain it now. So it's about a guy who goes on a killing rampage. Right? Lovely, isn't it? But anyway, he goes on a killing rampage, and what he's doing, I think it was his girlfriend or his sister that had a Facebook account, and they reference it as Facebook. And she's having a lot of inner struggles. She put up a poll to say, do I look beautiful or not? And then loads of trolls come on it and said, nah, you look shit, you should kill yourself. And so she did. So this person has gone on a killing rampage, and he's managed to hack in and find all the comments of who said what to her, and he's gone on a killing rampage to kill all those people who said that she should top herself or she's horrible. So that's the preface of the book. But the thing is that this is a real thing. You know, it may not be a true story, but the actual premise of the book is true and real today. And how much we rely and we compare on social media. And you might be thinking, you might be in a stronger place than this character in the book, and you might think, well, I'd never do that. But there are people out there who will put their self-worth and their self-validation through other people, through places like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and the rates of suicide are going up. They're going up. There's no two ways about it. They're going up. But our commitment to things like social media and stuff is also going up. So I swear there's got to be a connection. So coming back to the plastic surgeon comment. Now, there's a really grey area, because you might be thinking, yeah, but I can see on your picture you've got red hair. You wear makeup. You probably like paint your nails. I can tell you now that this has been an internal struggle of mine, because I find it very interesting. So I don't agree with plastic surgery, but why am I okay to have my hair dyed every month? And if you've not thought about that, you're probably going to think about it now. So anyway, last year I went on what I believe now, I think I had the goddess Inanna with me a lot last year, and I've only just realised that this year. But last year I did a lot of shedding. I just wanted to. I just felt like I needed to. So I used to love painting my nails red, yeah. And I stopped doing it. I was like, no, I need to see my nails. I need to see the natural. And a lot of last summer, I was shedding a lot of my makeup. And I was like, no, just don't want to wear it. And I even had a conversation with my partner when we went out one night. I said, look, you need to be okay with this. you need to be okay. And to be honest, he was okay. I was just reading him like the Third Degree. He was actually fine with it. He was absolutely fine. But I was like, no, because it was my inner stuff coming out. And I was like, you need to be able to be okay if I wear makeup or don't wear makeup, And I was very strong about it. I even went down the route of my hair as well. That caused a bit of a riot. Like, not with him, with other people. And I was like, mate, it's my hair. I can do what I want. That ended up being a harder thing to try and shed. But I actually worked through a lot of this and have come out the other side with it. And I'm like, do you know what? I live in the modern world and I love my hair being red. I just love it. I love it so much. People think I dye my hair all different colours. No, I don't. It's just red. I just love red. Just love it. So there's a big grey area with like your appearance and what that means. I mean, I don't want to go to the extent of like being a monk and like completely taking everything away and literally just sort of riding on like just complete natural beauty, nature's beauty and things like that. I love like the side of me that gets dressed up for date night. I find it really fun and I enjoy the process of it. And I always believe if you don't enjoy the process of it, don't do it, whatever it is. So if you're like, oh, I just put my makeup on to go to work, don't do it. Don't do it. You don't need it. But only put it on if you really want it. I truly believe in life, we should be able to sit with ourselves exactly as we are, with the way we look, with our own inner voice in our head. We should be able to sit with it. And if we can't sit with ourselves in a raw form, there's something going on, or too much going on, and probably too much of nothing going on. Like, it's a lot of the time our heads will spout rubbish to us and it's not even real. And we need to decipher when it's real or not, because our brain cannot tell if I'm joking. If I say something like, I'm going to put it out there. So I'm going to put some protection around myself before I say this. But if I say to myself right now, I hate myself and I'm so stupid. If I keep saying that to myself, even if I'm joking, my brain can't tell the difference. So it will actually take it on and believe it. And you keep saying stuff. The amount of times people have said stuff and they're like, I'm just joking. I'm like, yeah, but your brain doesn't realize that. It will actually take it on. Our words have a lot of meaning. Our words are spells. We have to keep remembering that. And I'm going to let you in on something that a lot of people might not even know this. But when I was in, I think it was, early 20s, me and my friend, we had a boob fund. Yeah. So we were saving up for boob jobs. I didn't need a boob job. I mean, to be honest, nobody needs a boob job. Just be with them as they are, whatever size they are, unless you've got a medical reason. I know some of them are too big and like you get a bad back. Okay, I get that. Different. But in case you didn't realise and you're paranoid about it, did you know most boobs are different sizes from left to right? Did you know that? That's okay. That's okay. I used to think that there was something wrong with my pussy, with my vulva, and I wanted it changed. There's nothing wrong with it. And she's fucking awesome. She really is. I have gone down this route. I didn't actually do it, but I've gone down this route of wanting to change myself in this way. I know what that feels like. That's why I'm here to tell you, don't do it. Don't do it. But it's all very well me saying don't do it, and you're thinking, yeah, but it would help, it would do this, it would do that. No, it won't. I mean, for an example, how many times have you heard this before, that somebody's lost loads of weight, loads of weight, and they're amazing, they've lost so much, and they're not unhealthy, they're not in a bad state with their health anymore, but they still see themselves as fat, because it's mindset. It's about loving and appreciating who you are now. And then if you want to evolve and look after yourself further, you can, and you'll do so in a more loving way if you respect yourself. And one of our clues with plastic surgery, you can't You can't deny this one. How many gorgeous celebrities are there? Stunning, absolutely stunning. And they are unhappy. Are they unhappy with themselves? Yeah, because it's all about, they're not getting the inward validation. It's all being relied on outsourcing it. And the outsourcing it, particularly for celebrities, is worse because they go into media, magazines, and they're seeing all these reviews and, oh, she's put on a bit of weight there, or she didn't look too good there, or he looked this. And it's like, whoa, everyone go away and leave me alone because I'm awesome myself. I don't need any of that. Yeah, to be able to fill out your own cup is very hard to do because we honestly don't live in a society like that. We don't. We live in a society of things like, I call them mini addictions. And now you might not like the fact that I call these mini addictions, but hear me out first. So I'm talking about things like gaming, TV and streaming things like Netflix, Amazon, socially drinking and socially doing drugs, social media and things like that. Now, the reason why I call them mini addictions are, if you are going to struggle to go a day or a week without doing any of those things, then they are more than just a habit. And that's a hard truth. I know that is, but it is so true. And I'm not exempt from this. Sometimes I find myself on social media and I'm like, I didn't even remember clicking the button. I know, because I feel it too. But these sort of things will numb us and distract us from ourselves, whilst sometimes putting in dangerous things at the same time. A bit like social media, like the comparison and things like that. We're not only numbing and distracting ourselves, but we are also putting in wrong messages to ourselves. So these mini addictions are things that need to be looked at. And if you can't go a day or a week without doing these, you're like, oh, no, I've got to play just a little bit. There's an issue. There is an issue there, I promise. I'm not going to beat around the bush with this. No, I'm really not. Things that will help you are things like exercise, meditation, either movement meditation or still meditation, nature, working with a therapist or a coach. I think a therapist and coaches have their places. They're two different things. This is lifestyle choice. This is what we eat, what we drink. This is how we choose to show up for our body. Now, if you start doing all these things and you haven't done them before, and you start cutting out social media and gaming and TV, you're going to feel very uncomfy. But I promise you that is a good thing, because you need to try and stick with it. This isn't something like, oh, well, I tried meditation once and it didn't work. No. Do you know what? I meditate most days. Some days it doesn't work. But it's not something that's supposed to work or not work. It just is. It's a process, and it's showing up for yourself in whatever way, shape or form that is. But this isn't something that you just go, oh, well, I went for a walk today, but I didn't feel any better. It's a commitment to yourself. And like I say, don't beat yourself up for this, because I felt all these things too. I nearly had a boob job because I was saving up for it. I was so focused. Me and my friend were like, we were so sure that we needed that. And my partner at the time, he was in full support of it. And it was like, but the thing is, it wasn't his fault either. It's not his fault. I don't look it back and think he was conditioning me. We were all conditioned. Yeah. And a lot of that came from porn. So I'd watch porn and they had big boobs, and my partner did. Well, my partner didn't have big boobs, that was wrong. No, my partner used to watch porn and he used to like the ones with the girls with big boobs. And I was like, that could be me. I didn't need any of that. It was a complete lie. The lies I've told myself. And I'm somebody who will never have a flat tummy no matter how much weight I lose, because my body is designed differently. And I'm stunning. I look absolutely fine. And I have to tell myself this because I don't always, I've compared my body to other people and think I need to do X, Y, and Z. No, I don't. And you don't either. And I know this is a hard pill to swallow, but it's an important one, because if we can't fill up our own cup and actually see ourselves for the magical beings that we actually are, I don't want to think about what could happen. And I have to live with the fact of, I find this very hard, what I'm about to tell you, but I have to live with the fact that not everybody will be saved. And I find that very hard. I know other people can be like, oh, that's sad, and they can switch off. I can't switch off. So when I get comments like what I had from that lovely person this week, down the route of like plastic surgery because she thinks it will make herself feel better, my heart breaks, and I want to do everything I can to help her and others and you see the magic that's already within you. And if it means I dedicate my life to that, then that is what I'm going to do, because it's too important not to do it. And I hope that you can share this around with other people, whether you share this podcast or you just share any of the insights that maybe I've given you, and you share that with your friends, with your family. No one is too young or too old to hear this stuff. No one is. So please do share the magic of yourself with other people. I really hope that you have taken something from that, because we can always do with more inward validation. Remember, as always, to lead through your life with your heart and to live with intention. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you enjoyed this episode, please do share it with your friends and on social media. If you have the time to rate or review this podcast, I'd be ever so grateful. If you'd like to follow me on Instagram, you can find me at Jolene Sensual Being. The links to my YouTube and to sign up to my mailing list will be in the show notes as well. I look forward to speaking with you again very soon.